Today we're taking a break from camera gear and filmmaking because I got something really special that I want to show you, and that is the Qiolor MT20 Tiger e-bike. Thank you so much to Qiolor for sending me this e-bike to try, but what good is any video without some beauty shots? Tiger MT20 just looks fantastic. It reminds me of a 1960s Triumph motorcycle, and it always is a head turner no matter where I go. There's multiple color options available. I went for this awesome vintage looking blue, and I mean, put it in front of any background and it's just gonna look so sick. Now let's go into some of the specs and ride quality of this bike. All right, have a look, guys. I stand up at 6 feet tall. I weigh 210 pounds, and I can get this thing up to 32 miles per hour. It is important to note that you are going to get the best performance out of this bike when the battery is more than halfway charged. This is the 48 volt, 35 amp hour battery, but when fully charged, I get over 54 volts. So here's a little point of view shot of the cockpit. We got nice wide handles here. This is like a faux leather soft foam grip. Throttle right here. Brake. Some buttons here that will control both the pedal assist mode, the left and right blinkers, the horn, which is actually really loud. We also have a headlight, tail light, and a little button here that if we hold it down, it will assist you in walking this bike. You can see that it gave the motor a little bit of power there. So if you want to walk this bike, you can definitely use that feature. The headlight just gives this bike an overall a beautifully classy look. And as I mentioned earlier, we do have a tail light and a brake light along with left and right turning signals. This bike is also equipped with a 750 watt motor, which is capable to peak at about 1200 watts. This will give you the ability to climb over 20-degree inclines. So we have the odometer, speedometer, pedal assist modes right here. Motor power, you can see that right here. There's an orange line that fills up that circle. We have battery life. The current odometer of the entire bike here, we're almost at 100 miles, which is awesome. We can hit the mode button and switch to the current trip. And this can be reset just by holding down the M button. And you can go to yes by hitting the plus button here, and that will reset the current trip. Have a look at the shocks. I mean, the front fork is a lot bouncier, more cushiony than the rear shocks here. The rear shocks offer very, very subtle dampening, but overall, I mean, it's a great bike to ride. Wouldn't necessarily recommend it for off-road, but for street and even for some grass, it's a perfect road bike. There's something really special about the Tiger. I feel somewhat euphoric when I ride it. It's kind of difficult to get off of this thing once you start riding because you just want to endlessly travel throughout your city, state, and country. I could go for hundreds of miles on this thing and enjoy every second of it. As you can see here, I'm 6 feet tall, and if you try to pedal this bike, your legs or knees come up pretty high. If you're about 5'4", 5'5", 5'6", you'll be fine, but I didn't get this bike to really pedal it. I got it so it could just take me to different places without me having to get a workout in. For stopping power, the bike is equipped with dual hydraulic disc brakes, and the rotors are 160 millimeters. The frame feels solid and gives me the confidence to take this bike on a lot of different types of terrain. Now the front fork is adjustable. We have preload right here on the left, and then we have compression on the right. The rear shocks can be slightly adjusted. All you have to do is just twist the springs. You can either make them stiffer or you can make them slightly more cushiony. As you can see, like, this thing looks like it came out of the Triumph Motorcycle Factory. We have this nice memory foam seat. It's like an elastic faux leather seat. For long rides, it is nice. In the beginning, you're gonna get a little bit sore, but your body will eventually adjust. But it is a very nice padded seat. In the back, we're gonna have some areas for mounting, so you can mount a shelf. They do have some accessories available, so you can mount a shelf, a bag. You have plenty of area in here for storage. You can see that they mounted a bracket here, so you can find a way to create some sort of storage going on in this area. You can even add another battery pack. This bike also comes with a quick release axle, so all you have to do is lift up that lever right here, and that's it. The front wheel will just come off. This is needed if you are driving a car like what I'm driving. I'm driving a Model Y Tesla, and removing the tire is an absolute must. And speaking of tires, we are rocking Innova 20 by 4 inch fat tires. These tires provide a cushy ride, especially at lower PSIs, and overall are a great choice for cruising. This bike does have a lot of torque, but the throttle does have a little bit of a dead zone, and so do the pedals, so it takes a little bit of a twist in order for the motor to kick in, and it takes a little bit of a pedal for the motor to kick in as well. We also have another battery indicator on the battery itself, this button right here. This little battery icon will light up 3 different colors: blue for full, green for half, and empty is red. The charging port for the battery will be found right here. It will take about 10.5 hours to charge the 35 amp hour. And on the other side, we will have a key here. This will allow you to actually remove the battery in case you live in an apartment. You want to bring this whole entire bike with you upstairs. You can just remove the battery and bring it up with you and charge it in your apartment. The fenders here add to that retro look on this bike. They're removable, of course, but they make this bike look fantastic. I mean, the entire weight on this bike is about 105 pounds, but it's the most solid frame I've seen on a bike like this. I mean, it looks like a $5,000 bike. It supports up to about 400 pounds of payload, so you can even find a way to put a passenger on this bike if you really wanted to. The motherboard or controller, mainboard, whatever you want to call it, on this bike is located under the gas tank. I don't know if you guys can see it there, but it supports up to 25 amps of current, which is really nice. This makes the bike very torquey. So what kind of range can we expect out of a bike like this? Well, I weigh 210 pounds, and the way I've been full throttling it, I can get about 70 plus miles range. I was able to get 30 miles and still get back home at 80% battery. And by the way, I didn't pedal one bit. My overall thoughts about this bike? Well, I think you already know. This thing is definitely an amazing piece of equipment, and for this to be Qiolor's first retro style e-bike, I mean, that just makes me so much more excited for what's more in store for this company. I do know that this e-bike is meant less for pedaling and more for just motor power. But if you do decide to pedal with this bike, you only get 1 gear, and the pedaling is only good up to about 12 miles per hour. Otherwise, you're just basically ghost pedaling. But if that doesn't bother you and you're wanting an adventure bike, then this is something that you definitely need to look at. So if you're interested in this retro style e-bike, check out the link for it down below in the description box. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section down below. And again, thank you to Qiolor for sending me this awesome e-bike to check out.